To graph this quadratic function in factor form, the first thing we can find are the roots, where we set each binomial factor equals to 0. So my first binomial factor is x minus 1 and set equal to 0, and you're going to solve for x. So add 1 to both sides, so x equals to 1, and then plot that on the x-axis, so here's my 1. That's my first root. And then to get your second root, set your second binomial factor equals to 0. So x minus 3 equals to 0. Add 3 to both sides to solve for x. So x equals 3. And then find 3 on the x-axis. To graph the remainder parts of this quadratic function, we need to convert this factor form into the standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. And to do that, I'm going to multiply my binomial factors together first in a table format. So we have x minus 1 and x minus 3. So the first one, when we multiply them together, that will give me x squared. And next one is negative 1x. Next one will be negative 3x. And then multiply, that will give you positive 3. And then you're going to combine like terms diagonally. So I have x squared minus 4x plus 3. And then don't forget to bring down the negative 2. So my last step is distribute everything by negative 2. So the final standard form is negative 2x squared plus ax minus 6. Now I can use this standard form to help us find the axis of symmetry, which is the line that goes right through the middle of the parabola. And the formula to find that line is x equals to negative b over 2a. So therefore, I need to plug in my b value and my a value from the standard form. So in the standard form, your b value is the number in front of the x, which is 8. And the a value is the number in front of x squared. So that's negative 2. And now I can simplify this. So we have negative 8 over 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Divide, that will give you positive 2. And we know that the axis symmetry, that line goes through the vertex. So therefore, they share the same x value. So now the only thing I need to do is to find the y value. And to find that, you can either use the factor form or the standard form. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to use my factor form and plug in my x for 2 to find out what the y value is. So what I have here now is negative 2 times x, which is 2, minus 1 times x again, which is 2, and then minus 3. So now I'm going to simplify this. So we have negative 2 times 1 times negative 1, and that's going to give us positive 2. So that's the y value. And now we can plot the vertex, positive 2, positive 2. The next thing you need to decide is whether or not this vertex is a minimum or maximum. So looking at our a value, because negative 2 is less than 0, is negative, this tells you that your parabola is going to open down. So because it opens down, that point is a maximum point. And the last thing we can find is the y-intercept from the standard form, and that's the constant. So the y-intercept for this quadratic function is 0, negative 6, and you're going to plot negative 6 on the y-axis, which is right here. So now we can connect those points, and here's the parabola for this quadratic function.